Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, hello. You should subscribe because I asked nicely. Thank you. Anyway, a couple days ago, I got to see Terrifier 3 in the first screening in the UK. Very exciting. And when I tell you this movie, I was looking forward to so much. I have explained in the past my thoughts on Terrifier, and they would like. I've never been the biggest fan. Not to say I've ever disliked it. I've never disliked it. The first one I struggled with when it initially came out. I didn't know if I liked it or not. It was kind of like a hit and miss situation for me. It took me a couple times to actually get through the movie, not because I was like, oh my god, gore, but because I was a bit like, it just seems a bit boring. I'm sorry, because I know people love it. I'm sorry. But the second one won me over. I do agree with it being a bit too long, though. I know that that's like a very common opinion for the second one, that it was a bit too long. I feel like they did kind of go a bit too far with it. I understand why, but I do wish it was a bit of a shorter film. Saying that, the third one, I can honestly say this is my favorite. I'm being so serious. I haven't been asked to say this. I'm not in any way affiliated with the movie. Just because I went to the premiere doesn't mean I actually have to say anything nice about it. I can say whatever I want, and I will say how I feel realistically. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna just try and be nice for the sake of wanting to, you know, please people. I genuinely think this is the best one they've done so far. I don't know what it is. When I saw the second one, I really liked it, but there wasn't a part of me that was like, I really want to watch that again. It was kind of like, oh, I really enjoyed that. That was good. You know? That was it. But this one, I was like, I really want to watch it again. Like, I want to go and see it again. Like, now. I need to go. Like, as soon as this comes out, I will be there. I will be getting tickets immediately, and I will be seeing this movie again. So that is enough in my eyes to say this is good. I will be doing a spoiler-free review for this first portion, and then towards the end I will probably chuck in a few things that would probably spoil it. But I feel like I should include some in there because some of the kills are chef's kiss. So this screening was really cool because usually when you go into like a premiere or something, you do get like a little related gift to the movie. Like when I saw Maxine, we got given a little box and it had an apple in it. If you see Maxine, you get the reference to that. First Omen, it was like a little cookie crucifix type necklace, like priests and stuff would wear, which was pretty cool as well. But this one, they gave us a bath bag, which I thought was absolutely insane. Apparently 9 people or something walked out of that showing. I didn't know that though. Like, I was there, I saw people get up, but I just assumed that everyone was going to the bathroom, but apparently people just straight up left. I feel like I've been very heavily desensitized to a lot of gore in movies because I've seen way too much, but I will say they have done some incredible kills, some absolutely amazing death scenes. So in the Terrifier, Damien has said himself, he said this at the post-movie Q&A, that he has tried to top every one of the major killings that he has done in the movies in this one. The first one was the hacksaw scene with obviously her being upside down and getting sawed in half. And then the second one was at the alley bedroom scene, which just was that scene where you just kept thinking, it can't get worse for this girl. Like, it just cannot. And then it just kept getting continuously worse. So I genuinely didn't think this could be topped. They went for it. Like, he really was there like, bitch, you really thought I was done? No, we're taking it further. I feel like every character, any actor that's in any of these movies has just got better, which is incredible. You can tell this movie has gone from very much just being like a project to a movie. Like the opening scene, honestly, a top tier opening scene. Honestly, it shows the brutality of Art the Clown, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the movie. I do feel like David Howard Thornton, the man that you are, deserves the biggest shout out. The way Art the Clown was portrayed in this one in particular, for me, I don't know if anyone else noticed it that was there, that has seen it yet. If you've not seen it, the way he played Art the Clown in this one was better than he's ever played it. Honestly, it was so well animated, if that makes sense. Like, he plays it in such a way where it's just so much humor, and I'm obsessed with it. The first thing I did when that film finished was I messaged him and was like, you were hilarious. The thing is, I feel as though the Terrifier movies aren't meant to be just straight up like scary horror movies. I feel like they are meant to have the humor in it. It's meant to be like more of a shock factor of like the gore, but you're still meant to like Art the Clown, if that makes sense. You're still meant to find him a bit entertaining. Like, you're low-key rooting for him to, like, just to survive, just so you can see more of him, if that makes sense. He could be doing the most brutal thing and I would be dying with laughter, because just how his mannerisms come across, it's so good. I could not recommend this enough. Honestly, I really can't. And as I said, I wouldn't lie. There's no reason for me to lie. I don't get anything out of it. I am being seriously so honest with you, and I think it's the best one yet.
And also, no phones, guys. Once the film starts, you know, there are going to be night vision people floating around, and you don't want to miss out on any of the carnage of the art.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for sticking around.
This is your chance to click off now. If you don't want any spoilers, leave. I'll give you 5 seconds. Where do I even begin with this? Where do I begin? The kills, oh my god. The first opening kill is brutal. You don't see the first kill, and I feel like that is the best part. You don't see anything, it's all left to your imagination. You hear sounds, that's it. It's kind of obvious, but you don't know what's happening. And that is the best way I think you could open a movie like this, because they literally said, we don't give a shit about who it is, we're killing everyone. I don't think, oh, that's a little kid. Not safe. No one cares. No one cares. You ain't safe. The crazy thing is, my last video, I did a Q&A and I basically said the best kill in any horror movie is Jason X, the cryogenic freezing scene. Jason's got one of the best kills in horror movie history, in my opinion. In Jason X, the cryogenic freezing scene is the best scene for like a kill, in my opinion, that I've ever seen, or like seen in a long time. Who knows? Terrifier 3 is coming out soon, so. What did they do in this movie? They did the same thing, but it was obviously, it was the same thing, but it was different. It was to Santa, for one. It was for Santa, a slightly different way, where it wasn't head dipped in, smash. It was, let's freeze off some parts of the body and hammer away at it. Honestly, it took that to a whole new level, and I'm obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed. They had this whole journey for Sienna to go through, where she was like recovering mentally from what happened in the second movie into this, and it just gets more and more brutal. She has to come face to face with Art the Clown again, and he is more unhinged than he's ever been, and I love it. I truly love it. And I feel like we've got to talk about the shower scene, because once again, I said in my Terrifier 3 reaction, going, she's getting the worst. She is having a terrible time. Is it just me, or does she look like someone that's going to get probably the most brutal murder out of all of them? She's giving me the one that gets absolutely fucked. I knew it'd be the shower scene. The shower scene was the scene. This was the scene to rival the hacksaw scene and the bedroom scene. Did it do it? And was it better? I think it's very close. A part of me still thinks that the bedroom scene's a little bit better. I don't know why. I think it was because it felt relentless, essentially. But the third one is more brutal in a very niche way. if you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. You see everything, of course. I feel like Damien doesn't like to hide away from showing things, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like this is going to happen to this person, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it happen, and you're going to just deal with it, essentially, which is, I guess, why those people are throwing up, because they don't want to see that. But a chainsaw up the ass, not how I'd want to go personally, but you know. I could not back this movie enough, because I genuinely wasn't expecting it to be this good. I had obviously thoughts about it being good. I didn't think it was going to be bad. I didn't have any expectation for it to not be good. I had spoken to David at Silver Scream Con, and I was like, okay, be honest with me. Like, we've had a few drinks. Be honest with me. Is this as good as the second one? He was like, I promise you it's better. And I was like, You know when you're like, you're saying that because it's technically your movie. You are Art the Clown. You're saying this. But he wasn't. He really wasn't. There's a main death. There's a main death you also don't see, where it's kind of questionable whether they died. You don't see it. It's just told, essentially. It's like, this is this person's death, okay? Sienna's little brother has been killed. So they imply that he's dead. You don't actually know this. You just see his skinned face and his glasses over it. That's all you see. So we don't actually know if he's dead or not. I'm very curious. They did leave it on a cliffhanger. The niece got dragged essentially to hell. That was wild. But the clown gets stabbed and then he leaves. That's it. That's all you see. So they've left a cliffhanger, which is giving a bit of an Empire Strikes Back type of feel. That's the kind of energy they wanted to go with, and I feel like they've done that really well. Whenever I see a horror movie like this, especially one that focuses so heavily on the gore, my thing is the kills. I care the most about how far they are willing to take it when it comes to a kill, and this is why I'm so obsessed with Eli Roth's movies, especially like The Hostel, Cabin Fever, Green Inferno. This man knows how to do a good gory kill and show everything and it look realistic, and it's gross in the best ways. Damien's really outdone himself with this one. All the kills are incredible. There's a good old scalping in it. There are actually kids being blown up going to see Santa. So he did not give a fuck. There's the last scene where the aunt dies. She has a big tube lodged into her throat with a rat in it, where they burn obviously the end of it, so the rat does the little thing where it obviously is like, ooh, I'm leaving, goes into her throat, and then they cut her throat open, and that's classed as one of the worst kills as well. I didn't find this one too bad though. I didn't see it as too bad, because I know this is like a medieval torture method, and that's what Damien usually references for whenever he thinks of kills, which is obviously very smart. I feel like people just go for that, the obvious kind of gory murders, instead of just being like, what's like an actual very torturous way to die that's been done before. The kill in the first one, the hacksaw one, medieval torture method. And I know this was also done in Sinister 2 with the boiling hot pans in the stomach, where the rats would then go into the stomach and rifle around, have a little time, you know what I mean? I know it was a very brutal kill. It's definitely not a fun way to die for anyone, I'm sure, but I was kind of hoping it'd be a bit more dragged out. I know that sounds really sadistic, but I was hoping it'd be a bit longer. That's what she said. I truly do believe, though, this one is the best one. Please go and see it, and I would love to hear everyone's thoughts about it. Do you think it could possibly rival the first two? Do you think it won't be as good as the first two? Do you think the new kills would be as good? I'd love to know. Let me know your opinions in the comments. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me, because this is me just essentially starting out on YouTube after meaning to for so long. I'm very grateful that I can share my experiences and go to really cool events like this and be able to tell you guys about it first. So thank you for watching, and I hope you will have a really fun time seeing the movie when it comes out on the 11th of October. Please go and book your tickets. I'm sure you'll love it as much as I did, but if not, then what's wrong with you? Bye guys, see you next time.